Hey guys, welcome to another new series on Football Manager 2016. Following on from the disaster that was Fulham, decided to change it up slightly. One thing that I've noticed over a period of, nearly, I think 5 or 6 years doing this now, yeah, I think 6 years, is that I'm no good at managing smaller teams. There are many people on YouTube and who play Football Manager who are, but unfortunately I'm not one of them. I know that some people think it's kind of funny, I know some people find it enraging, that I'm not very good at it or whatever you may be, but, and here's the thing, I decided to do something I've actually never done before and actually try to win in Italy. Now I have managed in Italy before, on FM, I think it was 13, when we had that mad save where we just went from Brighton to Liverpool and then we went to all over the place, England, America, absolutely everywhere. We of course went to Roma, and one thing that happened was I was hired on, I think, Boxing Day and was sacked by the April. Not even April, I think it was March in fact. So I found out straight, and bear in mind I was like in the top 8 in the Hall of Fame at that point of all time, I think, virtually, or it was close to it anyway. So it was very peculiar to see how quickly you could get sacked. And it didn't help that Roma's ambitions were way too high for the current state of their team. But we're going to try it from the start. This time we're going to go with Milan. Now I'm fully aware that I've seen numerous Milan saves already on FM16 on YouTube. I am fully aware it is not the most rarest save in the world. It's not, it's not exactly uncommon. But this is my way of doing it, and it really was a toss-up, to be honest, between Inter or Milan, because I think an interesting thing, and I think there's a reason why Milan is so popular, is because they've actually got a really good team, but have been underachieving over the last few years. I think if we look very quickly at their club sort of history here, as you can see, they won in 2010-11, but then have very slowly just declined. I mean, 2013-14, finished 8th, and last season 10th. I mean, that is shocking when you look at their team. It's kind of crazy. So there's no European football, nothing like that. But what we're going to do is we're just going to try and get them at least back into Europe. The aim, if we look here on the board, let me just see here, I don't know, where is it? Confidence and so on. Confidence is fine at the moment. Competition performance, where is it? Well, actually we haven't started any yet. We have had one game, we've had one competitive game. Can't show you now. We've had one game, and that was against Reggiana, what are the names? Well, I'll go over that one in a minute. We had the third qualifying round against Reggiana. Forgive me if I butcher any of these names. I'm not fluent in Italian, unfortunately. And I felt it would be a bit crap if I started the series on that, because they are essentially wins. The gimmies, because you're never going to lose these, especially when you have Carlos Bacca, who scored a hat-trick. So to get you in the mood then, you may have spotted a few new players and everything, we'll go over them in a second. To get you in the mood for all this, I've prepared a little short video about, well, not necessarily about Milan, but just to give you a flavour of the whole culture of Milan and everything like that. So it's, I guess the term would be hype. I'm going to use this video to hype you all up and get you in the mood for a Milan save. So yeah, take it away. not excited by that now, then you'll never will be. So we're going to open the series here in a moment with Sassuolo. See, I'm butchering them straight away. Sassuolo, there we go. Away. Now, obviously, it's a Sunday, so we've had a few teams play already. Juventus, of course, topping the table. They have won, I think, the last 4 Serie A's. Yeah, look at that, straight away. So there's a bit of a monopoly going on here. Massimo Allegri, former Milan coach, of course, has done a very good job, although it doesn't really help when you've had the 2 Milans fall away. Parma, of course, has been relegated all the way down to Serie D, I think, or however you pronounce it. So, transfers now. We're going to go over some transfers. There's only been 2. Now, these are not, again, the most original signings in the world. I assume that the majority, if not all of you, are subscribed to Work the Space. Jackie's probably the most subscribed Football Manager YouTuber going at the moment, if you take out any of the main channels that sort of do every game ever. He made a video a few weeks ago titled like Best Free Agents, Best Defenders, Best Attackers and so on. And I had a look at them. I have downloaded them. I just wanted to see what we have. And to be honest, I didn't really feel as if I needed to add any free agents or just general signings, in fact, to this team. But there was 2 that jumped out at me for different reasons. The first one was Ricky Alvarez. Now, this guy is, of course, used to play for Sunderland. He's actually not bad. He is very good for a rotation / sort of backup player. And he's quite versatile, as you can see. And at 27, I thought, why not? He's on a free. If you've got money, look at that. The wages is about £32,000 a week. I will be playing in pounds, not euros. I know that doesn't make sense. That I'm in Milan and everything, but yeah, that's the currency I know, unfortunately. So I think that's a decent signing. I mean, we don't have much width, and that was the main thing I needed. We're not going to be playing with it either, to be honest. But in the case that we ever do start playing with width, which I'll show you my tactics in a moment, we will then have someone to fit in there. And also, Erby Emanuelson. Now, this guy I know has played for Milan previously. Cost him 2.2 million and then was sent on a free to Roma. Of course, was at Fulham a while ago. Now, viewers of my FM16 save with Newcastle may remember I actually signed this guy for Newcastle. Again, he was on a free, or I think he was anyway. And he, turns out, was Player of the Season, certainly for Newcastle. I don't think it was in the Premier League, but he was certainly Player of the Season for the team. I think he ended up getting in the top 5 for assists in the league, and I think he got about 5, 6, 7, 8 goals as well. He chipped in more than he's worth, and he was fantastic. So just purely on the credit that he built up last year, I have to go with him again. Again, more width, just in case we ever need it. So the squad is relatively unchanged from the current one as of November 13th, 2015. I'm recording this on the day Football Manager has been released. So the team here then, we've had a few injuries. And Yang obviously started the season injured. I think he's out for 3 months or so. Yeah, 7 weeks to 3 months. And unfortunately, horrifyingly, Philippe Mexes got injured. He's, in fact, broke his leg. He's out for 4 or 5 months. And he's actually going to be retiring in a few weeks. In fact, I think that's in 10 days, in fact. 10 or 11 days. I'm absolutely shocked that this happened. I mean, if anyone else has gone Milan, then please say, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever seen this? Excuse me. I'm just absolutely shocked when that happened. I tried to reconsider his retirement, didn't happen. And yeah, completely taken aback. And I'm almost kind of happy to see it because I like the proactivity from Football Manager. It's straight away, here we go, new save. Oh no, one of my players is retiring. It's weird. It's weird to see. The proactivity of the game certainly goes up a notch. But as you can see, we're going to lose a valuable defender there. So that is a real shame. And the other one is Matteo De Siglio, I think is how you pronounce it. He's actually real unhappy. Now, I had a real difficult decision to make here. He was the subject of a bid by Paris Saint-Germain. Wasn't a lot, to be honest. I think it was about 9-10 million, considerably less than he's worth, in my opinion. I think I've got an asking price of 27 million, which I know is a bit extortionate, but he's 22 years old. He's a right back, which we're not exactly blessed with abundance of at the moment. And he was slightly concerned at first, and then he approached me for a conversation. Now, I've played this game enough to know that all the options that were available for me to talk back to him would result in the same answer. And that is, of course, well, I don't think that solves anything. So what happens is they say that, and then the conversation's over. And so you're like, what? What can I do? So he's asked to leave. Now, the choice was, I think Liverpool actually came in for a bid next. I think they were going to pay 12 million for him, I think. And I was very nearly accepted it. But I'm going to try and write this one out. I'm going to keep playing it. If he has poor performances, or if he continues to moan, if he continues to harm the morale of the team, I'm going to let him go in January. I'm going to sell him. His contract does end, unfortunately. Now, that's the problem. His contract does end soon. So I might have no choice but to sell him, to be honest, because if he remains unhappy through to, well, not even to June next year, it in fact would be January, he'll just say, I'm going to leave on a Bosman. Or someone else, in fact. I think what will more than likely happen is someone will offer him a contract, the pre-contract, and then he'll just go there. So I don't know whether to just sign him now. I don't know whether to just bring this asking price down slightly, because, to be honest, it does feel as if I've lost him. Let's push it down to 20 million, because if a bid comes in for him, then I might as well accept it, because the finances are fine, but it's difficult. And as I say, we don't have a lot of right backs. We've got Abate, I think. Is he a right back, or am I going crazy there? Yeah, as you can see, there's Abate right back, and that's it really. We've got the reserves. I am playing in FMT because this allows me to get more videos out, essentially. If I play the regular FM, I won't be. You'll probably maybe get two videos a week, which is no good. I want to try and get 4, 5, 6 videos out a week. So we've got this guy obviously come through. He's only 18. Calabria. He's not really good enough at the moment. A lot of players out on loan. A lot of players, as you can see, virtually the whole reserve team. So El Shaarawy as well, just in case you want to know about the situation with him. He is on loan at the moment with Monaco, and then he will be joining them in the summer next year, which is a massive shame. But again, that's completely out of my hands. Nothing I can do there. I've already played this guy as well, Gianluigi Donnarumma. There you go. He is only 16 years old, but he has great potential. I've not actually heard this guy before, but then again, he's only 16, so I can't imagine too many of you have either. But he could be the goalkeeper replacement. So the goalkeepers, I'll just go over the squad very quickly. We've got Christian Abiati, who he feels much older than 38. Feels like he's about 50 at this point. He's been going for so long. And then Diego Lopez. So what I'm going to hope is that Lopez will be on number 1 for the next few years, and then Donnarumma will be able to come in and take his spot. I believe we've also got Gabriel, who is another decent potential goalkeeper. So the Siglio's there. Not quite sure what's going to happen there. Then we've got Alex, former Chelsea player Alex, the guy who can absolutely obliterate the ball with his right foot. Mexes is retiring, unfortunately. You've got Zapata, Romagnoli, who I'm going to try and build this defence around. Abate, Antonelli, there's Manuelson, De Jong, Montalivo, the captain. I've brought back from the Abyss, Antonio Nocerino, because I like him. I think he's quite good. I don't know whether that'll translate into good performances, but who knows. And then you've got the usual sort of plays. Jeremy Menez is nearly back from a injury. Mbani Yang's out for a few months. We've got Suso in there. I've decided to keep holding him because I like him. It's difficult with Liverpool, really, because I liked him, and there was clearly something there, but we were just sort of waiting for him to just explode, waiting for him to either smash one in from 25 yards or break a killer pass together, or just something. But nothing happened. I mean, he did do a nice assist, I think, for Steven Gerrard against Man United. I think the game which we eventually lost, of course. But it was a nice assist, but it wasn't this blockbuster moment where you go, this is it, this guy's the real player. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. But I'm more than happy to have him here. We've got Kazuki Honda, we've got Alvarez obviously coming in. Torres, will I use this guy? Honestly, I still like Fernando Torres. I know some Liverpool fans might say, how dare you even say that, it's terrible. But, we came back the other year for the Gerrard, I think it was a testimonial, but it was like a charity game or some sort. And the cop gave him a good reception. So I think in his heart he knows. I know he's won the Champions League, and I know he won the Europa League with Chelsea, of course. I'm not stupid, but there's just I'm sure deep down you just think probably make the wrong decision at some point there. But I mean, as I say, he won the European Cup, he won the Europa League. He didn't do too badly. So we've got Adriano Balotelli, who has been nothing short of a disgrace so far. In the pre-season friendlies, he's been terrible, and just look at that. And then we've got Carlos Bacca, who is magnificent. Player Liverpool going to sign a few last year or 2 years ago, I think. So pre-season went terribly, actually. I've been trying a tactic out. I think I better get onto the game because this has been going on for a while. But then we got our act together and actually, in fact, tell you the truth, you sim most of the friendlies because they're frankly irrelevant. But whatever. They've got to play them, get the fitness up. So virtually the fitness is up for everyone. So this is the formation playing now. I've actually tried to give this one some thought. I've not just done what I did with Fulham and just gone straight in head first and gone, right, here we go, and then just totally don't know what I'm doing. I've actually given it some thought. So I'm going to play a formation that has never really let me down so far, even throughout FM11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and now 16, hopefully. Is this sort of, I've modified it ever so slightly, where we have this sort of 4-1-2-2-1. With advanced wingers. Now, this is the key at the moment, advanced wingers. Now, originally I didn't want to have width, but the more I've seen of it, the more it just seems to make sense. This is just my natural inclination. I'm naturally inclined to play width. I don't know why. It's just that I prefer it. In the same way when I actually play football, I would naturally be drawn out wide. I would often, when I play football, I would play it sort of fullback. I don't know why, but that was what I just naturally drawn there. And, I don't know. Maybe that's some sort. If you're psychologically, maybe that means I'm sort of want to get off the pitch or something. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It's a really strange thing. We're going to be playing this formation here now. I'm just not sure who to play midfield. Unfortunately, this is now the full game, so there's no beta as you can see anymore. So we're all going to be starting it. I'm going to play Kazuki Honda instead of Bertolacci here. I think that's how you pronounce that. I know he's not a centre midfielder. I know he probably is better as an advanced sort of playmaker, just behind the striker. But I'm a big fan of Honda, and I'd rather have his free kick taking also available on the pitch. We've got Poli here, or Poli, I think is how you say it, and then Nigel de Jong. So we're going to go with this. I think so. Also, can I just ask, how do you say this guy's name? I don't want to say it's Cersei because that's the Game of Thrones character, but is it? Just tell me in the comments. So, yeah, this is the team here. This is the formation. As you can see here, my instructions. I'm going to be a little bit more positive than perhaps we were at Fulham. I was a bit overly positive at times, but at the same time I was a bit overly negative. So, there was no balanced middle, so to speak. So, here we go. We're against Sassuolo. Sassuolo, however you pronounce the name. I'm feeling good. Let's try this. So, now, my managerial situation is that I think I was professional footballer regional levels. I mean, to be honest, I don't really see the point in sort of starting from the bottom and managing, in terms of reputation, that is. Starting from the bottom with, like, Sunday League footballer and then being AC Milan manager or, someone in the top league, because it's not that it makes it harder for you. It's, of course, that is the case, but it doesn't generally make sense, so you might as well sort of put yourself to what's appropriate, as far as I can see, because it's not overly hard, but it certainly makes it, just unnecessarily complicated and difficult, is what I'd say about that. So, when you're setting up your managerial profile with FM, try and at least set your reputation to something that is... Why isn't Honda on that free kick? Try to set your reputation to something that actually matches the team. Let's see, set pieces. So Honda is actually... No, I thought he'd have a high rake thing personally. We'll try him on the right as well. Probably won't work, but forgot to set the set pieces. Usually, because I never usually need to set the set pieces because most of the time the CPU will just know. Just going to go to... Oh, hang on. I was going to say it might be worth just trying to be a bit more positive. Sorry, not the team shape, sorry, in the mentality here and go to control, but I've already seen bad things that can happen with that. So that Reggiana game, 3-0, looks good on paper. Bacca actually, as you saw, score a hat-trick, but we weren't great for the majority of it. We were actually, and Sassuolo scored. Ooh dear. And now Alvarez is injured too. We go. Here we go. We're not doing very well, are we? Now there's a minute of added time left here. What can we do? Maybe get equaliser. No, it's not happening, is it? Oh, this is deja vu. Oh, hang on. That was Ricky Alvarez on his debut. No, it's not. Sorry, it's not. It's his league debut. But a lovely finish. And he's injured as well. Irony of irony. So Suki Honda, actually, he's apparently not good in that position. He's probably the best player on the pitch for us. So we got us slightly out of jail there. So the instructions here, I've set slightly higher. I might just set that back to normal. I want to turn that off. Problem is, I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. Because I don't know in depth what each one of these does. Obviously I have an idea of what they do, but I don't know in depth what it means for other things. So Carlos Bacca at the moment, not playing particularly well. What I might try. I'm tempted to try Poli here as support roaming playmaker. Just because now, in fact, if I go back, put that back to control here, let's try that now. The opening games, of course, you're always going to just find out what tactics work with your team, what doesn't. It's not going to straight away. It's not going to do that. It's not going to settle and work for you immediately. You've got to give it time, like anything. So I'm still trying out a few things here. I'm not going to use any downloaded tactics or anything because, to be honest, that it's not cheating. It's just shy of cheating, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of FM YouTubers have said that as well. It's not. It takes away not necessarily the fun of the game, but certainly the challenge of the game. It's like if you're going to use someone else's tactic, where is the fun? I know it's in winning, but it's only temporary. Winning is only a temporary fun. If you find a tactic that works, I'm going to have to bring on Suso here, I think. Ooh, didn't work. Then it's so much nicer. So we're going to keep clicking on that one for some reason. Right, let's try attacking. And they are having considerably more possession than us, although there's 50-50 up here. But the bar down here is not encouraging, really, to be honest. Look in the middle of the park. We're retained possession here. Let me just try to turn that off. Let's try that. Right, okay. Well, that guy's nearly dead. His his bar there has gone into the red. Right. There they come again, and Diego Lopez. Easy for him. So, as you can see, one shot on target. One thing I did notice in the pre-season was that we weren't really making many chances. So I did tweak it. The tactic you are seeing is slightly different from the one I did use in pre-season. So again, I'm trying to tweak it. Here's Poli and Honda and Bacca. How's he not scored? Did the keeper... Was it a block or did the keeper save it? Not quite sure. Couldn't really see. So much mayhem in the box there. And here comes Sassuolo again. The other team. I'm not used to pronouncing their name. Oh, right, here's Berardi. It's not convincing, is it? Right, we need to make one more change. Oh, sorry, two more changes. We will bring on... So he's not had a particularly good game. Yeah, Bacca's not been great. He scores a hat-trick in the previous game. Let's bring on Luis Adriano. Defensive forward. I'm not a big fan of defensive forwards, so we'll try him as a target man in support. And I'm half tempted to bring a midfielder off for Balotelli. Now my reasoning will be shown in a moment. Now I know Sassuolo have threatened, however I am going to take a risk and play two up top, but I'm not going to play that same formation here because that's mental. I'm not that crazy. We'll have Balotelli in attack, so I'm going to bring these two back slightly. Probably should change Suso as well. Someone's a wide playmaker. Bring Honda back there. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Let's see. We've got less than, well, we've got like more than 5 minutes left now. 50-50 in the possession. Still 2 shots on target. It's not great. Right, maybe we'll fashion a chance here. I think we've got a free kick. No, it's just going to skimp right over it. Okay, we're going to have to go higher now. Really, we should be. Let's turn that off. Let's go to overload and take more risks. Because really, we need to win. I've probably been a bit too over the top there with the take more risks thing. In fact, I'm going to turn that off because I don't think we need to at the moment. Let's not go crazy here. I know we need to win, but not at the cost of defeat, because that really would be quite bad. Oh god, here they come again. Sassuolo have looked far more convincing, it has to be said. Or whatever the names are. Oh, I thought I saw the yellow there and I thought he'd already been booked. Right, here we go. Last chance potentially. Here's Ricky Alvarez. Adric. Oh no. Oh. I mean, how close? You've got to bury that. It's got to go in, and that was gilt edge chance, and he's fluffed it. And now here a minute to go, and they've got to throw in there via corner flag, and they're just going to waste time. I'm surprised one thing on FM that isn't in is that players wasting too much time, that the referees booked them. I'm surprised that's not in it, because let me tell you now, players waste a lot of bloody time on this. I've seen goalkeepers wait more than 30 seconds to take goal kicks, because they've got the waste time thing on, and it's like, come on. So that's not a particularly great start, it has to be said, against Sassuolo here, or however they're called. Barte's man of the match. That's not good, is it, really? They held out for draw. Alvarez is off of after 6 days, but I mean, it could have been worse, but it also could have been a lot better, has to be said. So I'm going to try and tweak this tactic, get an idea of what I need to do. Obviously, I'm still getting used to the team and everything. They're getting used to set tactics. So I'll just see what I can do. I'm going to go away. I'm going to play the game a little bit more and see where we are after the transfer window's shut and as we approach the autumn. So thank you very much for watching. If you do want to see more of this, please give the video a like, and I will see you tomorrow or whenever the next video is going to be uploaded. I will be trying to do a video every day in the working weeks. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm going to try. I can't make any guarantees as it is quite a lot, but I will try and get 2 videos out every Friday. Saturdays and Sundays I will reserve for people to catch up, because I do realise that is a lot of videos. Especially, they're not, especially if they're going to be this length, it's going to be quite a long time. So I will leave them 2 days open for you guys to catch up if you need to. And with that, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.